A man woke up after a blackout and soon realized something was wrong. When he turned on the TV, he saw headlines everywhere accusing him of a fatal hit and run. His neighbors all came out and said that they saw the car that committed the murder. But he had a solid alibi. The only problem was it was his dementia-riddled mother who drove the car. And now she doesn't even remember what happened. Michael rubbed his eyes. He didn't know what was going on. The clock on the nightstand told him it was 6 a.m. He looked over at the bed next to his and saw an empty space. Where was Sarah? Why wasn't she in bed? Michael got out of bed and went to the bathroom. That's when he noticed the dark circles under his own eyes. He had been crying in his sleep, but why? What was he dreaming about? He walked back into the bedroom. There was a big pile of clothes on the floor where Sarah normally slept. Her side of the bed was neatly made. Where could she be? As he started to panic, he heard the television downstairs turn on. Michael ran to the stairs and listened. Whoever was downstairs had turned on the morning news. Michael recognized the reporter's voice. She was reporting from Elm Street, just 2 blocks away from Michael's house. "We have some breaking news," the reporter said. "Last night at around 11 p.m., a woman was hit by an SUV and killed while crossing the street here on Elm Street. The driver of the vehicle did not stop and instead sped away from the scene. Police are now looking for the driver, but they have very few leads. Anyone with information should come forward immediately." As Michael stood there listening, his blood ran cold. That was his street. Elm Street was the only street where he lived. And last night he had driven home from work with Sarah. He had fallen asleep on the couch, and when he woke up, Sarah was gone. But where? Just then, someone entered the kitchen. It was his mother, Agnes. She looked confused. "Mom, what time is it?" Michael asked. "I don't know," she replied. "Why are you awake?" "You should still be sleeping." "Well, I couldn't sleep," Michael said. "Do you know where Sarah is, and do you know what happened last night?" Agnes shook her head. "No, I'm sorry." "I wish I could help you, honey, but I just can't remember." Michael felt tears welling up in his eyes. His mother's dementia was getting worse, which meant that Sarah must have left on her own. Michael knew that Sarah would never do anything to put herself in danger. So if she wasn't with his mom, then where was she? Had she been kidnapped? He rushed outside to start looking for her, but his neighbors stopped him. "You can't go out there," they said. "The police have cordoned off the entire street." The neighbors told Michael that the victim's name was Linda, and that she was a beloved kindergarten teacher at the local school. Everyone knew Linda, and everyone knew her killer. They said they saw the car that hit Linda, and it matched Michael's description exactly. Michael wanted to tell them that it wasn't him, but he didn't know how. What if they thought he was guilty? They already believed he was a murderer. Michael tried to explain, but the neighbors just kept screaming at him. Eventually, the police arrived. They put Michael in handcuffs and led him away. All the neighbors cheered. Finally, justice would be served. Michael begged the officers to listen to him, but they wouldn't. His mother watched from the window as they took her son away. Tears streamed down her face. At the station, Michael told the officers that they had the wrong guy. He swore he didn't kill Linda. He didn't even know what happened, but the officers weren't having it. They had witnesses that saw the whole thing. Michael protested, but no one listened. They charged him with murder and sent him to jail. Michael sat in his cell in disbelief. How could this be happening? He didn't even know Linda. Michael decided that he had nothing to lose. If the truth didn't come out, then he would rot in prison for a crime he didn't commit. He called for a lawyer and waited. Meanwhile, the officers were celebrating. The chief of police congratulated them for solving the case so quickly. They had caught the killer. The only thing left was to charge him. The lead officer couldn't help but smirk as he looked at Michael through the one-way glass. He knew that Michael would never get bail. He was looking at life in prison. It wasn't long before Michael's lawyer arrived. The lawyer was shocked by the accusations. He didn't think Michael was capable of murder. The lawyer interviewed Michael. Michael explained everything. He told the lawyer about his blackouts, about his mother's dementia, and about how he had no idea how Linda died. The lawyer had a great idea. If Michael had a blackout, then maybe there was evidence left behind in the car. Maybe the car would provide a strong enough alibi for Michael to get bail. The lawyer requested access to the evidence locker to see if there were any new developments. Meanwhile, Michael went home with his mother. She was distraught. She kept asking him, "What did I do, honey? What did I do?" Michael didn't know what to say. He didn't want to upset his mother further. He didn't think she could handle it. The next day, the lawyer called Michael. "I need you to come down to the station as soon as possible," he said. "We have a breakthrough in your case." Michael and his mother arrived at the station. The lawyer was waiting for them with a smile. "I've just come from the evidence locker," he said, "and we found something interesting." He handed Michael a piece of paper. It was a diary entry from Michael's mother. In shaky handwriting, it read, "Today was horrible. I hit someone with my car. I didn't mean to. It all happened so fast. But after I hit her, I panicked and drove home. Oh God, I hope nobody finds out. What am I gonna do?" Michael felt his knees go weak. Was this really his mother's handwriting? Did his mother kill Linda? Agnes looked at Michael. "I'm sorry, honey," she whispered. "I didn't mean to hurt anyone, I swear." Michael and his lawyer were shocked. Michael's mother was clearly suffering from dementia. She couldn't even remember what she did an hour ago, let alone the day before. How could she have planned to kill Linda? But what about the witnesses? They all saw Michael's car at the scene of the crime. How could this be explained? The answer was simple. Agnes had confessed to the crime, but she had no memory of doing it. She was innocent. The diary confirmed it. The lawyer read another diary entry. "I'm starting to forget things again. Yesterday, I went to the grocery store and forgot why I went there. And today, I almost hit a woman with my car. I feel like I'm losing control. What if I hurt someone? What if I accidentally kill someone?" The lawyer finally understood. Michael had blacked out and driven his mother's car without knowing it. That was why the neighbors didn't see Sarah. She had been in the car with Michael when he had the accident. But why did Michael keep having these blackouts? And what was the reason behind his strange behavior? Michael looked at his mother. She was crying. Michael hugged her. "It's okay, Mom," he said. "It's all gonna be all right." Then he turned to his lawyer. "I'm afraid I have some bad news," he said. "My mother has early onset Alzheimer's disease. She won't remember our conversations, and she might even accuse me of theft or violence." The lawyer nodded understandingly. "Don't worry, Michael," he said. "I'll make sure your mother gets the help she needs." The lawyer leaned in close. "And I'll make sure you get justice." To this day, no one knows what caused Michael's blackouts, but they all agree that his mother's dementia is the reason why he ended up confessing to a crime he didn't commit. A terrible accident caused by a blackout and covered up by a mother who didn't remember what she had done. It's a sad tale that leaves us all wondering what could have been.